Hello, my name is Emily Schlager, and I'm here today to share with you hope and holacracy, how Zappos is shifting to the management technique of the future. Over the following few slides, I will be covering a variety of topics centered on Zappos and holacracy. This will include an introduction to Zappos, explaining what exactly is holacracy and its issues and benefits, how Zappos is using holacracy, what my recommendation is for Zappos and those implications, and what does Zappos hope to achieve in the future. So who is Zappos? Zappos is an e-commerce retailer specializing in the sales of shoes, clothing, and accessories. Zappos was founded in 1999 at the height of the dot-com industry growth when founder Nick Schwimmer was dissatisfied with the selection of shoes available at the local mall. Inspired by other online retailers at the time, he founded Zappos.com to offer every kind of shoe available. Since then, they have grown into a billion-dollar company and subsequently was purchased by Amazon in 2009 for $1.2 billion. Zappos is currently headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, and their key leaders, or monkeys as they describe them, are Tony Hsieh, Fred Mosler, and Aaron Rajan. If you're familiar with Zappos, then you are most likely aware of their amazing customer service and culture. From free shipping and returns to a more than generous return policy, Zappos is truly focused on providing the best support to their customers, and this concept is further illustrated by their 10 core values. Listed first is to deliver wow through service. One interesting fact I found while researching, Zappos' customer loyalty team that operates the call centers does not utilize a predefined script when answering phone calls, nor do they target a short call time. The customer loyalty team's goal is to listen and befriend any caller, even if that means spending time talking about a recent sports game, show, or whatever is happening in the customer's life. This exemplifies their dedication to customer happiness. So what is holacracy and what does it have to do with Zappos? Holacracy is a self-management practice for running purpose-driven, responsive companies. It is often described as being a bossless or management-flattened structure, something that we would consider to be the exact opposite of a hierarchy-based management. Rather than focusing on the layers of approvals or titles, holacracy defines work by roles and empowers employees to make local decisions. Zappos has been toying with holacracy since 2013, but in 2015, Hsieh offered an ultimatum: accept holacracy or leave. It was a decision that resulted in 210 people, including 20 managers, leaving that year, with high turnover continuing in 2016. Further, Hsieh openly provides an out to new employees who feel they don't fit in with Zappos' philosophy after taking the job. Should they decide to leave an orientation, they can receive a $3,000 payout. Now, Zappos is a very early adopter of this methodology and the largest organization to do so with over 1,500 employees. This leaves many people interested in Zappos' results. Will they and their self-management organization survive, or will they fall back into the traditional corporate hierarchies? Obviously, with change, there are a lot of questions and concerns. Primarily with holacracy, it is difficult for an employee to see their place in an organization personally. After some reflection, then they may begin to question its overall place at the organization. In researching, some of my initial thoughts on holacracy consisted of how will people be held accountable if they decide to wastefully spend the company's money? Or how does work get done if everyone is off doing their own things? How does HR, if there is an HR, decide compensation if everything is so loosely defined? And on a macro level, how does the organization move forward? The Harvard Business Review has done a lot of studying of holacracy and other self-management organizational systems and have illustrated it well in this image. Everyone in an organization will have a different reaction to the idea of self-management. Some will embrace its challenges and others will be overwhelmed with the lack of direction. Those interested in an aggressive career progression may feel lost outside of the corporate ladder. As the concept of holacracy is relatively new to be implemented in any company, it is hard to see if this change can produce significant results and be beneficial for anyone. In theory, however, there are benefits to holacracy. Employees undoubtedly feel more empowered. They are able to make concrete decisions related to their work in real time and without cumbersome approval chains. Furthermore, this encourages all employees to practice excellent leadership. In order to make successful decisions, employees need to be educated and aware of their industry, their roles, and how they relate to others, how to justify and demonstrate results, and how to encourage the same activities in others. With these attributes, employees are able to quickly adapt to changes in the market and innovate new initiatives. If a customer calls into Zappos describing a promotion or service offered by a traditional brick-and-mortar shoe retailer, the customer loyalty team member can quickly evaluate and implement the same benefit to the customer from Zappos. Rather than the CEO or president dragging an organization into the future, the employees are the ones pushing the organization forward. While self-management may be characterized differently in organizations, Zappos utilizes Holacracy by implementing series of circles and subcircles. The largest circle illustrated on this graphic is the general company circle. Every circle and role is embedded inside the circle. Highlighted in the graphic is the Zappos 2.0 circle, a forward-thinking circle that focuses on keeping Zappos moving forward in self-management. One of these further subcircles is badging. In this function, team members award badges to employees based on their skill sets and what skill sets they develop while at Zappos. Employees then use their badges to match against other circles and projects. After Shay's offer, again, 210 people ended up leaving the organization, with additional employees exiting in the following months. Shortly afterwards, Zappos experienced a characteristic dip in productivity. Oftentimes, for organizations set on changing a management structure, they experience a slowdown in productivity or some transition issues as the company is fully implemented. Per Brian Robertson, the person who originally coined the Holacracy philosophy, a company can expect a full implementation of Holacracy to take 5 to 10 years. Zappos took 2 years. One of the most direct results of this decision was that in 2016, Zappos exited Fortune magazine's top 100 companies to work for after 8 straight years on the list. Through 2018, they have not been featured on the listing as they work through implementing Holacracy. For Zappos, I'm recommending they continue their journey with Holacracy. Holacracy is undoubtedly a long-term strategy towards self-realization. I suspect that as more companies are faced with the threat of being outpaced and outperformed by new young competitors, they will adopt this adaptable and innovative management technique as well. As Zappos is ahead of the curve, they can enjoy the long-term benefits as soon as they find self-realization. Continuing with Holacracy does pose some implications to the organization as a whole. Currently, we are seeing a rise in the number of employees who choose to telecommute rather than being in an office. This is a job function that Shay has largely disapproved to in the past, since it goes against Zappos' family culture. The question for Zappos will be, as an employee self-manage themselves, will telecommuting be a possibility? And how will Zappos handle other personal decisions that may go against Shay or other team leaders' personal preferences? Additionally, Zappos will need to demonstrate how Holacracy fits into Amazon's larger strategy. Currently, as the terms of the acquisition, Amazon has allowed Zappos to operate independently with little influence. Should Amazon opt to change this pact, Zappos could find themselves readopting Amazon's organizational hierarchy in order to streamline operations. On the positive end, the attributes of Holacracy align deeply with the desires of the millennial generation. As the workforce shifts from the old to the new generation, Zappos will have an advantage over other companies to recruit and retain new young talent. Furthermore, with the innovative theme of Holacracy, Zappos will be able to adapt reliably to other market disruptions and advancements. Notably, there are 2 other companies that have failed and succeeded when it comes to Holacracy. Medium, an online social journalism publishing platform, formerly abandoned Holacracy as they saw it too complex and cumbersome to implement, and how Holacracy overall confused the process for larger coordinated projects too much. From Medium's perspective, they wanted to build a horizontal culture based from what they have already accomplished and not use the Holacracy package. One notable success is Morningstar, the largest tomato processor in the United States. At this tomato company, each employee will be self-managing professionals, initiating communications and the coordination of their activities with fellow colleagues, customers, suppliers, and fellow industry participants, absent directives from others. Employees set their own missions each year and relationships with other employees. They organize their own purchasing, hiring, and daily activities. Everything is organized by the employees for the employees. Additionally, everything is tracked and transparently reported to keep employees accountable for their actions and decisions. While they are a private company, it is reported that Morningstar has seen double-digit revenue growth in an industry that has remained relatively flat since 1970, in addition to the intrinsic benefits of customer and employee loyalty, flexibility, adaptability, and innovation when implementing Holacracy. The future of Zappos is defined by their use of Holacracy. Per se, Zappos is on track to become a teal organization of Frederick Lalo's top developmental stage for an organization in his book, Reinventing Organizations. This requires Zappos to be a fully self-organized, self-managed organization by combining a variety of different tools and processes. Operationally, they continue to seek to provide the best customer service and continue to innovate and disrupt the e-commerce market. Per Zappos' own words, they hope to one day be recognized as that online store, and through their operations, they are well on their way. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you gained some valuable knowledge about Holacracy, and please leave any questions in the comments.